Is that it? Did we do it? Is that the thing? Let me check. It's over here, right? I do the thing over here. And then, hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is August 1st, 2024. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? Hello, hello. Let me welcome in chat. There they are right there. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me say hello to the folks that have joined us here so early. Apollo with the first chat. Hello, good morning to you. TMKDK with the big wave. C Sharp Titan wishing me well. Greetings to you in Australia. Hope you're having a great evening there. Napalm, how you doing there? Reg9K, hello, hello. Juan Van, how's it going there? Codebase Alpha joining us here. One more day until vacation. Oh man, you have a good time with that. What are you doing for your holiday? Joseph is here on YouTube. Yo, how you doing there, Joseph? Great to see you. So there was a post yesterday on Twitter from a show friend. He's been on. We've been on his stream. I think he's been over here. Isaac Levin, complimenting Aspireify.net. That's a website that I've been building here on stream. It's not open source, but we've been building it. We've been sharing some of the source code around it. I've got a couple YouTube videos where I show how some of those features are built. And he mentioned that he really likes the website. Fantastic. Love hearing that. And he didn't know who made it. Interesting. So, that's fine and dandy, but other folks corrected him. Oh no, it's made by C Sharp Fritz, and it's made with Aspire and Blazor and so forth. So it got me thinking that I should probably include a contact email address on it. I have been contacted by folks in the past asking to put advertisements on the website. I don't know if we're at that kind of growth that we can charge for advertising, but happy to start the conversation at least and see what's involved. So there's that. There's, of course, folks want to be able to connect and learn more about the site or promote something, be able to submit content. So I think there's options there. Phantom Aim Gaming, hello. I'm doing well. It's August 2024. I'm feeling good. You're going to Somerset for the holiday. Oh, that's fantastic. Codebase Alpha. Have a great time. Napalm scaffolded their first Orleans Green actor last night. That was fun. Glad to hear it. So I think I want to go down that path of adding features to Aspireify today. At the very least, start adding at least an email address. I believe I have a catch-all email address set up on that domain, so that folks have a way to contact and, hey, I'd like to get some information, so on and so forth. I purposely like keeping my name off of the website, because then it's kind of a sneak attack that, hey, it is a website about Microsoft stuff that's built by somebody who works at Microsoft, but it's not owned by Microsoft. Here's the thing. Some of the marketing folks have asked, hey, can we put content X, Y, and Z over here? Can we promote this other thing over there? No. It's not a company thing. No. You can't do that. So I've been through those discussions. Oh, can you stand up another website over here for us that does X, Y, and Z? Maybe. But I'm purposefully not taking their types of requests. So yeah, okay, I do have the catch-all email address set up, so I should be able to test that pretty easily. Let me just try and send an email from one email account through the catch-all. and see if that works. There's an ad coming up in about 4 minutes here. C Sharp Titan says they have a question about Azure. Using the free trial subscription with Azure Credit, what happens when the trial runs out after 30 days and you don't upgrade? Yeah, they shut things off. Yes. If you have a hosted static web app and hosting services both on free tier, no, they'll stay on the free tier. So, is the Fritz bot happy? Is it? No. Napalm says, I want a free book from Aspire Day. Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to try sending an email to info@aspireify.net. Test. And see if that goes through. You got the book for 25% off. That's great, C Sharp Titan. I'm glad we could support Christian and the book there. Aspire is taking off. Yes. Oh, good. Yep. That did go through. Okay, so the catch-all email is working. White label all day. That is a thought. However, here's the thing. The design of Aspireify.net, and one of the big reasons why I can't open source it, is it's a purchased template. So I can't share it because it's somebody else's property that I've paid for. So like the way that it runs, some of the content and some of the mechanism that makes it happen, sure, I could spin up another copy of it to do something, but it's my site. Done. So I could white label the architecture underneath of it. Sure. So you're welcome, C Sharp Titan. Always happy to answer questions. The AMA tag is turned on over there, so happy to go through and chat about all those things. I didn't look at this. Is there anything I need to worry about? No, we're good. Fantastic. Let me get some music playing in the background here. And I think we can start wrenching on some of these ideas for Aspireify. Thank you for the follow. Thought I was going to say something, didn't you? I'm going to go with the Stream Beats EDM playlist today here. There you go. Let's start with this. This is called Twitch and Shout. This is music that's DMCA free, royalty free. Use it wherever you'd like. Twitch, YouTube, doesn't matter. Check it out at streambeats.com. There's all kinds of genres available. I like listening to the EDM and synthwave playlists because they're really groovy and they just fill in and feel nice in the background while we're writing code together. Thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for putting this music together that we're listening to today. And you'll see the little doodad pop up there with indicating what the name of the song is as it starts. Hey, PC Nerd. Hello. Codebase Alpha says it'd be useful if you could somehow share the app host's program CS and associated files. Are you referring... let me clarify there. Are you referring to the Aspireify Nets program CS? Maybe. There might be some things there that I could publish. Maybe. Let me just help me understand a little bit, and I might be able to do some of that. Aspireify. Okay. There's some things that I need to I need to clean up in there, but I think we can do something with that. We could probably do something. You're reading a new contract to do a website, 12 pages of head pounding. Oh, Wanvan. Oh, that's awful. What are they doing? Yeah. So, spoiler alert, I posted a message on Twitter yesterday. I've been contacted about another sponsorship of the stream. Most of these folks, when they sponsor the stream, they don't pay me anything. They'll send me a product in exchange for putting a logo, a link, just underneath on the wall below, and ask me to mention their product, occasionally show off their product on stream. Right, the same way I do with the Gunner glasses. I wear my Gunner glasses on stream. I mention and talk about them when folks have questions, and I refer people to the link below. I could put something in the chat bot. Gunner doesn't pay me anything on a regular basis, but when you do buy a pair of Gunner glasses, you get a 15% off discount when you use my coupon below, and they send me a small commission. So force majeure is in the contract. I'd be aware of that. That's something I would question. So this new company, it has hardware they'd like me to promote. They're going to send me some sample hardware. They'll send me a coupon code and a discount rate for folks that purchase the product, and a commission for folks that purchase the product. I'm happy to try it out and see what's going on there. So, C# Titan with a question here. Have I experienced any issues publishing a Blazor WebAssembly app to Azure? No. You've created the necessary things on the portal, but when you deploy, you get errors. Oh, you're doing a static web app. Haven't done it. Haven't done a static web app with Blazor. Because the benefits you get from running a Blazor WebAssembly application as an ASP.NET application with something like Azure Container Apps, you get the pre-rendering capabilities, you get all the same connectivity interaction things that you would have had with a static web app. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. But it's it's a lot more flexible, because when you want to start moving things to run on the server, you have that capability without having to set up an extra project that's the functions that are running. So I'm sorry, I don't have experience with the new model and the new model of Blazor WebAssembly running on Azure Static Web Apps. I can't say that I've got it. I probably should do something with that, because the HATS website is running on that. I should probably upgrade, because it's still running, I think, .NET 6. I should probably upgrade that. I think there's probably features to be added to that as well. Not to mention more hats in the catalog. We can look at doing that for an upcoming stream. So, okay. I think, let me get my Gunner glasses on. Today I'm wearing the Razer Torpedoes. They've got the nice wraparound shield here, right? And these are a collaboration with the folks from Razer, so they've got green trim on it, and I think they just look sharp. And they keep all the blue light out coming in from the sides, and so this right here is absolutely 100% what I want to make sure you hear from me. I will tell you my honest feelings on things, and when I can't give you an opinion on something because it's related to either my job or a competitor, and me saying something would get me into significant trouble, I will tell you. I will be perfectly clear that when I can't comment on something. But the things that I can be honest about, I absolutely will tell you the way it is. Cool. Hey, Grego Waffles, how's it going? Hello, hello. I want to figure out ways to get more folks to discover and find the stream and tune in and join us here. I've got a YouTube video that's going to be going up tomorrow morning where I completed the PDF features for Aspireify. So there's now a PDF rendering of the admin dashboard that runs on Aspireify. Nobody's going to see it except for me. But I can generate these PDF reports and send them out, and it uses a cool feature from Iron PDF where they have their PDF renderer available in a Docker container. So setting that up and running that with .NET Aspire, real easy, real cool to do. That's going to be made available. But I feel like maybe there's YouTube Shorts or TikToks, something I need to do to try and get more folks aware of the stream so we can get our viewership up a little bit further here. You know what I'm saying? So you're learning some R. Oh, that's fun. I'm going to get my GitHub open here. And we can talk about... Yeah, there we go. We could talk about some of the ideas for new features for the website, because I think a lot of the things that I'm adding to Aspireify are features that other folks would want to add to their website, to their feature, to features they want to add to their website. Hey, DJ DeepX, hello. Guten Nachmittag to you. So let me head over to the code. We can talk about some of the ideas that have come up here that I've added. So this is where I was thinking of going, is add some sort of a submission queue so folks can submit articles. I've discovered it's kind of interesting. Do you use the Google Alerts? Are you familiar with Google Alerts? I have a couple Google Alerts set up. One, to see if there's people talking about me. And let me tell you, it's kind of scary when it shows up and people are talking about you. But I also have a Google Alert here for folks talking about .NET Aspire. And here's the thing. Most of the stuff that's in here, I've already got cataloged on Aspireify.net. But as you move down here a little bit, right, Aspire, some of these things are not .NET Aspire. It's the keyword Aspire, and it's something else, another business. So, another business, the Acer Aspire laptop. Talking about .NET Aspire Developers Day. Videos for that are being edited right now. They should be available next week. But the entire stream is available on YouTube. Hey, Mike. Hello. Welcome in. So stuff from Twitter, I don't want to post that on Aspireify. My videos, right? So here's where it starts to get interesting. My video about .NET Aspire, Stack Overflow question. This is a reference to another article from here, not necessarily talking about. Yeah. Come on now. Not necessarily talking about .NET Aspire, but promoting another article, another book. Like, oh, great. .NET blog talking about Android on .NET Live, and mentioning the .NET Aspire stand-up, .NET Aspire video with Sean Wildermuth. So, .NET Aspire, not .NET Aspire. Morning Dew, Aspire 8.1. So, this merge conflict podcast we've already got on the website. But as I go down a little bit further, what's interesting is now I'm showing up. My content is now showing up and promoting the stuff for .NET Aspire. Like, oh, I see. So that's how I'm sifting through and finding content right now. I primarily watch the Google alerts that come through. I'll do a search once or twice a week on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and YouTube, and if there's anything new there, I grab that didn't come through on the Google alert, I go through and add them to the website. But I think adding a submission queue, a way for folks to key in, hey, I like this article, this website, and go through and submit it and do some sort of a cursory glance and make sure that the terms .NET Aspire are somewhere in that content and accepted into the queue. Here's the thing. I don't have a way for you to log in yet. I don't want to allow folks to register and log in yet. This is going to get the snot abused out of it. Putting in an open text box out there where folks can submit web locations. So one of the other things that I had put out here was rate limiting. And adding the ability to prevent and reduce the number of times that folks can submit articles. I know that right now, the number of articles that are being created, produced, and issued out there about .NET Aspire isn't significant. There's maybe 3-4 new articles a day. For one user to submit 5 or more articles in one day, no, that's not valid. So what I think I can do, right? I can do some sort of a rate limit and a test if something is already posted. If those two pass, reject the... I'm sorry, if it hasn't been posted, if it hasn't been submitted, and we're within the rate limit, go ahead and accept it. I think that's where I want to go with this. What do you think, chat room? I still feel like I'm going to be open to some sort of an attack. In fact, here, let's take a quick look here. Folks have been trying to attack the counter API inside of... They've been trying to do SQL injection on the counter API inside of... and there's where they were attacking from. Inside of Aspireify. I can implement a ban list. Help me out there. What do you mean by a ban list? Lanky Scottish nerd.
Nerd just resubscribed for 8 months.
Thank you
Sorry
so
for the
much.
late sub. Health kinda got in the way lately. Hope everyone is well and having fun.
Yeah, we're having fun. Thank you so much. Hey, don't worry about it. I am thrilled when folks decide to subscribe and support the channel. We make donations off there. I still got to identify what we're donating to. List of sites you automatically reject. Yeah, right. I can easily automatically reject OnlyFans, Instagram. There's a handful of them that if they have a base web address of this, reject. So, but please, you never have to subscribe. I'm thrilled when you do. I hope you join, tune in, and watch and learn something. So, let me go out to my production space here. And if we take a quick look, what I was seeing, right? So here's folks that are making requests. What I was seeing was there were submissions in here that had SQL statements jammed on the end of it. And thankfully, I don't see any. So I also watch for spikes in the number of entries that come through here. This is loaded from a queue, so it doesn't typically have that problem. I had a notebook here. I had a notebook. Yeah. I guess I deleted it. Bummer. Okay. I don't know. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. Right, so connect to this one. There we go. So there's the most popular articles, and I've turned this into an entry chart on the Aspireify admin dashboard. So, what kind of pages do you want to ban? Well, for .NET Aspire, there are clearly some websites that have that don't have content that applies to the website. So, right, thinking out loud, OnlyFans blocked. Twitch, probably don't want to accept that, right? Because it's not going to have content that folks are going to come back to and look at. Instagram, no. I don't think TikTok fits in there right now, no. So I think there's a list that will grow of sites that we want to maintain that say, if something comes from this host, they don't have .NET Aspire content that we're interested in, and we can immediately reject. So, but making sure that it's a URL that's submitted, a valid URL, and clean up and make sure that no harmful content is submitted, I think is okay. And maybe somewhere down the line we can do a fetch of that website, look at the HTML in there, and make sure the keywords .NET Aspire up here. Right? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, but I think that's like step 4 or 5 in the process to go through and look at this. First thing I want to do before we get anywhere here, right? I can run this locally. Here's the PDF generator that I finished. I also added to this, and I think this is going to become a pattern that I'm going to use with building website features in the future. I wrote an extensions class that wires up to the application builder so that I can add that as a feature just by saying, add this. It goes and gets all the connection string information from configuration, adds the appropriate services to the dependency in the service locator, and then sets up telemetry. Brilliant! All of it is in one place. I can isolate this, move it out into a class library, and it'll just bolt on and add all of these features into the application. It makes this class then really, really portable if I want to add this feature to other websites. So I like that. I like that a lot. Let's start the website and we'll take a look what's here and figure out what to plug in. Hey, happy Thursday, Eric. How you doing there? Welcome, welcome, welcome. DJ Deepex with a question here. How do you decide to publish an article when it's maybe in German? Do you check the translated content or only take English ones? Right now, I'm only taking English articles. There were a number of articles that were published in Korean and Japanese that I was considering taking, but there's a localization question and feature there that I can't support. Just me, I can't support that. So I appreciate the content that's out there, but I can't dive into that and support that. Hey, DGen1 says, could I somehow use the antivirus container to check submitted links? That's an interesting idea. But the antivirus container looks at files. So I would not be looking looking at files with the ability for folks to submit links. It's a good idea though. There's definitely features there that we can consider. There's the PDF engine right there, running in the background, right? So I set that up, and I'll show this. You'll see this in the video, the YouTube video being released tomorrow. And I am publishing the source code to this. There was a question about sharing a little bit of the source code for this. So I wrapped up the Docker container for the Iron PDF engine as a Aspire resource here, so that I can add it right there by just saying add Iron Engine. And then I can add that as a reference into my website. It'll then get picked up and used. So really cool. I enjoy adding those types of features where I abstract away and hide some of that and make it a little bit easier to use. C# Titan says, I've been reading a lot about DocFX and how you can use it to create PDF files. One of my thoughts on DocFX. DocFX is if I remember correctly, is a library, is a format that helps you generate documentation. Yeah. That .NET folks built, and it helps generate generate documentation. Kind of nice. I'm not sure how it generates PDFs out of this. I haven't looked at this in a long time, but I mean they've been working on it as recently as, well, that's a those are build bumps to get things up to the latest version. But to create a nice documentation website, pretty good, easy to do, and you can set up build steps with GitHub. You set up and write articles as, where is it? Yeah, a YAML header and then Markdown and specific markup, and you get some nice documentation coming out of it. Cool. Probably something we should do for Tags app. Probably. I think there's definitely something good here, but you said there's a feature to add PDF files. Metadata, so on and so forth. Customize PDF pages, customize cover page. Hey, look at that. That's but how do you actually generate them? DocFX build, and it produces a download PDF button. Okay, so it generates it at build time. Okay. Yeah. Run a command to build the PDF files. Okay. That's cool. So, nice tool set, and definitely something that would be fun to, not fun, but interesting to bring in here. Ads are running. Man. So, I think DocFX is a nice tool set. I have written articles using it, so definitely interesting. Got about 10 seconds left here, and I'll go back into some more of the questions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let me go to Vasto Coder. Is it too much to use Azure AI for the translation? I don't even need to use Azure AI. The Phi language model could do the translations as well. There's a lot to that I think there are higher priority things to add and feature at this point. And quite frankly, folks can click buttons in their browser that'll translate in place the Aspireify website, right? There's add-ons, extensions to the browsers that'll do that. So I feel like it's not something that I need to own. How you doing there, Blazer, Mr. Magoo? Hello, hello. May all my bugs become features? I wish. So, of course, Aspireify is over here. I have it pointed to, right now, to my production database so that I can work with... I'm not editing or updating any of the content out here, but it's nice to be able to see and work with that content as I'm building features here. You know what I'm saying? So, so I wanted to, at the very least, go to the About page. Right? I don't have a contact. So maybe I add a contact link in here and a contact mail to link down here. I think that's easy to do. Hello to you in Costa Rica. Welcome in. How's it going? So I think I'll start off by just adding those couple of items. The RSS feed. I know lots of people are getting the RSS feed. I should probably add a counter for this so that I know how much the RSS feed is being queried. The Redis cache. Come here, you. The Redis cache. It's out here. Aspireify. There we go. There it is. So it's going to be cached for another 25 minutes before it regenerates it. It's doing a great job of keeping that content easily accessible, very quick to respond and deliver without having to worry about, right, constantly regenerating it. And some of the other catalog pages and other things here, you know, that's great. I'm not even, yeah, I am looking at all the, so, I'm happy with that. I don't mind folks hitting the RSS. Yeah, no new articles for a couple days here since the 29th, since Monday. So, come on, friends. We need content. Somebody was suggesting that to me. Hey, why don't you write some content to put on your own website? Like, you've clearly got viewership out there. Why don't we put together some content to promote on your own website? And I'm like, it feels like astroturfing, you know? So thank you to the folks that are out there looking at the website right now. And yeah, it means a lot that folks talk about and refer other people to it. So what's the meaning of slug? Because translated in German is snail. So when I refer to a slug in building and working with the website, and I don't think it's visible anywhere, but when I refer to a slug, it's it's a version of the title of an article that's had the spaces replaced and it's been URL encoded so that it's a shorter version that is suitable to uniquely identify that article. So it's a slug. It's a placeholder that refers to it. So, hey, Chris Jones, hello. You always measure Redis cache hits, misses as we cache API responses to speed things up. Yeah, and I don't think I record and present that anywhere. But I'm pretty happy with this just sitting out here. I mean, I'm barely touching the size of my Redis cache. I'm using 7 meg, and the smallest Redis cache that's available on Azure is 250 meg. Like, I could cache some of this stuff for days, and it wouldn't be a problem. This space is space test becomes this is a test. I would turn it into all lowercase. This dash is dash a dash test. And you can see some of that when you're looking at the website and you click on a link. You see the the address, the last part up there, that's the slug for this. Okay? So that's how I do it. And there's no hard and fast rule for it, but I tried to make it something that was easy to pick up and share there. So let me start off by just adding that email address. Like, let's make it easier for folks to find me. And we'll probably go back to Tags app next week. There's a handful of pull requests. There's features that we want to finish before .NET Conf in November that we need to hurry up and get on. Where was I? So it's not up in there. Where is it? It is the About page, which is a static page. Like, so let's do a thing here. Contact us. If you'd like to reach out, if you'd like to talk directly to the Aspireify.net team, send us an email at mail to info at Aspireify.net, and we'll do info at Aspireify.net. There we go. Too many anchors. And that should, no, you're not gonna hot reload that. Where's my hot reload button? There it is. Don't capitalize the A in Aspireify. If we're gonna capitalize, it should be the net. Right? Yeah. There it is. That's better looking, right? So I also want to put a contact button down there. I could turn it into a form, but I don't want to write a form to contain information. Like, then I've got to store it somewhere, and I've got to maintain and look at it. Like, right there. Yeah, contact. I already, look at that. See, I already had a thing here. Mail to info at Aspireify.net. Really? There it is, contact. So, and I have a way to filter that in my email box, so I'm not going to worry about that. There we go. All right. So, I mean, that's an easy patch, and we can push that out real quick. Yeah, just those two files. Added contact email addresses. And I fully expect I'll get spam on it. Don't care. Don't care. So, there it goes. All right. Moving on. So if I want to add some sort of way to submit content, right? We're going to want to do rate limiting. We're going to need some sort of location to store this. And it doesn't need to be a fast, a speedy location. I'm looking down here. I have, I didn't start. I have a couple of little mini screens here in front of me, and I'm realizing I didn't start the data loader for one of these. There it goes. Fantastic. It shows me things like Microsoft stock price, the number of folks currently on Twitch, and the current temperature outside in Fahrenheit. All right. So if I'm going to store article submissions, it doesn't need to be quick. It doesn't need to be quick. It doesn't. It doesn't. I need to be able to read it on an admin page so that I can triage and add articles to the website. And I fully appreciate that probably 95% of the articles that are going to be submitted are going to be rejected. Like, it's not going to be something that... Occasionally, there'll be a diamond in the rough that we find. But it's not going to be something that's going to be the main source delivering content. I think there's an opportunity to add some sort of a crawler in the future that will go to some of the common websites and that I mentioned earlier. YouTube, Twitter, what's the other one? LinkedIn. Do a search for .NET Aspire, find that content, and add that to be triaged. Is that the Sean Wildermuth session that's coming up? Yeah, I was struggling about whether to add that because it's not live. It's not something that you can go to and watch yet. So if I link it, great. There's a thing there. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. Right? Like, I don't... This should be deploying, but while it's doing that, I can certainly go and add that article. Get logged in. Hey, Phil, how you doing there? So there you go. Manage articles. So where did it go? Did I open it? Where did I put it? I just had it. So this is coming on from on.net Live. They're going to be talking to Sean Wildermuth. I tried the share link and this link are two different things that it doesn't resolve properly. Like, that's annoying. There we go. On.net Live. It's not a tutorial. It's more of a discussion, so I'll mark it as blog post. See, the published date is actually Monday the 4th. So right, I struggle with, like, I'll go ahead and add it. And let's see how that's received. So there it is right there. So, and up there. All right. So, 5 minutes in, it should be done deploying here in the next little bit. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Almost done. Continuing then. So I want to add a rate limiter, a submission queue. I feel like this could just go to an Azure table. I don't need to be able to aggressively query on it, right? All kinds of filters and whatnot. Is there a copyright on the Aspire logo? I don't think so. I believe it's a .NET Foundation thing. Yeah. So anyone is welcome to contribute new artwork to the .NET Foundation. Artwork in the swag repo is licensed under very permissive Creative Commons Universal license. You're encouraged to use the artwork to create your own swag items to give away at community events. Be sure to tweet pictures showing your swag worn with pride. So that this Community Commons Universal license waives copyright interest you've created and dedicates it to the worldwide public domain, opting out of copyright entirely to ensure your work has the widest reach. So it's very similar to unlicensed. So you're allowed to use it for commercial, you can modify it, you can distribute, you can use it privately. And the Aspire logo is available right there. And there are all kinds of formats available. SVG, PNG, at different sizes that you can grab and use. So that's the .NET Foundation swag repository. Mirror the King, hello. So here's the link for you. So you can check it out and get your hands on it. But our friend Fierce Kittens made me a .NET Aspire hat. Can't wait to see that. So I know she's holding it back and is going to show it off when she's on the other side of some other projects that she's finishing this week. So very excited to see that. She does great work. So make sure you check out her YouTube channel. She posts some things on TikTok as well. So if I'm going to add a queue here, I can probably put it into Azure Table Storage. And that's not too bad to set up and add. Right? Yeah. So I don't need this. So I just have a repository class out here that, yeah, clean up those things, go away. Right, that it adheres to an interface that for the most part is getting this content from Azure Table Storage. There's an Azure search that runs on this. But for the most part, there's a couple things down here that are hitting a Postgres database for this. So, yeah, she's open to taking commissions. She's a little backed up right now because she has a larger order that she's completing. More power to her. She is a workhorse. How she delivers and does some really great stuff. Hey, Mir the King, hello. So we're working on. We don't need that website right now. We are working on this website, Aspireify.net. I have a local version here. Did it stop? Yeah, I stopped it. There's the dashboard with all the resources that run and make up the website. But we're going to add a submission queue to this so that folks can send in articles for consideration to be added to the live website. So, and it looks like it's done. There we go. So, and there, I'm logged in, so I'm getting a non-cached version. So I should probably go through and clear the cache. Right, I can wipe the cache pretty easily over here. Yeah. The RSS is fine, but we can delete that. Is there an entry I should have in the RSS? Maybe? maybe. So now refreshing the homepage, it just rebuilt, and now I've got the contact link. Right? Does RSS have a contact link? Title, link, description, language, copyright, webmaster, and managing editor. Thanks. Appreciate the ads you're dropping in the middle of this. Best practices. Yeah, sure. Email addresses. So managing editor is probably an okay one to add. Channel, link title. Really? There's a generator here? No. Image, link title, URL, description, height, width, language. Managing editor. Like I can put the catch-all in there and update that. That's not hard to do. Where'd it go? I have so for the RSS for Aspireify, I actually have it's a minimal API that builds it. It's right here. So when you request /RSS, right? I even have it sitting in memory. It goes and gets from the cache, from the memory cache first. Otherwise, it'll go create the RSS content. Right, it'll generate it right here, and I literally hand coded everything. So, I mean, I guess, right? We could do managing editor, right? Stop it! Go away! Managing editor. Yeah, I spelled it right. Okay. And we could, right, do editor at aspireify.net. Right, it's just going to come to me, but who cares? Is there another email in here? Text input? No. Webmaster. Sure. Can put that in. That's fine. Right, I guess we could say like web at aspireify.net. I don't know. What do you think? Have I tried the hybrid cache yet? I have not. And I think there's going to be a time here in August where we upgrade Aspireify to use .NET 9. Hey, Smirking Squiggly. Happy Thursday. Appreciate it. You know, no, let's just make this help. Just make this help. Doesn't matter. It's a catch-all, and we'll route those through, right? Aspireify. Yeah, that's good. Author. I don't know. No. I think we're good at this point. And I'll just push that up and it'll update the RSS feed. Right, it's just that one? Yep. Added email addresses to the RSS. And that'll refresh and be in there. So, good. Okay. Done thinking about that. Squirrel! Right? Where is it? Squirrel! See? There it was. But things like the hybrid cache, there's other ways to generate and manage static web pages that manage content that's getting pushed to production that I've actually done the old school way that is easier to do with .NET 9. I think we'll have a day in here where we upgrade this to .NET 9 and push it out there. As is, if you look at the Aspireify Net website, and you scroll to the bottom here, I tell you what version of .NET and .NET Aspire I'm using right there. Like, right. I'm being very transparent about which versions of things are there. So, should I make this link through, these two link through to those technologies' web pages? I don't know. I'm not sold on that. What do you think, chat room? Should I make the tech stack version reports down here link through to .NET and the .NET Aspire page? Let me know what you think. I'm happy to consider that. So, anyways, so I think there's like unit tests and things that I can add to this. That'll take a little bit, and I don't care how long it takes to load. I'm not even going to flush the cache on that. Let it just take its time and get out there. Submission queue. So distracted. I get so distracted. The share button that we added, where'd it go? Share button right there. Share this article. No, I don't know what the aria is that goes with that. Oh, it's not running. That's fine. So, if I'm going to create an entry in the repository, right, going back to submitting articles, right, first things first, let's allow folks to upload articles, right, which is just submit a link, right, and building this with .NET, real easy to do. So, let's add a feature. Yeah, I'll save that for over here. Feature, submission queue, right? Aspireify web components. Added a tooltip for share button. Cool. Okay. So I need a way to add. I don't think I'm returning anything. Add a URI to, and just add to submission queue. Now, where do I put the... Hey, Dr. Cox, good to see you. Let's do this. Adding a submission queue to Aspireify.net. There we go, and I'll pin that message.
Anonymous just gifted one sub.
Hey, thanks for the gift sub. Appreciate it. Pen Flinger, congratulations. You got a gift sub from an anonymous friend in chat. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Much appreciate the support for the channel. On the left, PDF. What? What did I do? Where do I put the business logic that's going to triage this? I don't want to stand up another microservice off to the side that's going to be analyzing this. Thank you, DJ Deepex. Appreciate it. I don't think I want to stand up another microservice. That feels like microservices for the purpose of the microservice. Like, that's annoying. What if... Let's evolve and get into that. Let's let it evolve and get to that. I want this to be stored inside of Azure Table Storage. Look at how big that repository class is. This is going to be a problem. See, Table Service Client. And there's an initialization here that goes and sets up a couple of the tables that I have in Azure Table Storage. This gets called whenever the website restarts, so that it goes and sets up my tables, my queues, you see here, even my blob containers, just in case something happens, they need to be rebuilt. There you go. Hey, Code with Sean. Hello. Yeah, we'll refactor. We'll get there and refactor. So maybe if we add a table name here, public const string submitted articles, right? That's fine. Let's put a dash in there, underscore. Cool, right? And so now I've got tables, containers, then queues. So this is for submitted, so I'll call it S, right? And I'll call this submitted article task, right? And this is just making sure everything completes. Go ahead and check and make sure these things are out there and make sure that they're all complete before we proceed. Okay. Durable functions use table storage for storing state. Yep. The problem with table storage is latency. We saw this when we were building ClipTalk about 2-3 years ago. ClipTalk was a website that was designed to store and promote information about Twitch clips. The initial storage we used was Azure Table Storage. The latency on querying was significant. We don't need that. We can get away from that. So, featured article entities here, yeah, article search results. So, we'll want to define the shape of our submitted article. Maybe we'll fetch the title, right? I don't need some of these things open right now. I might need the API. No. Pardon me for a second. Yeah, when you start needing to query Azure Table Storage and you want sub-second return time, it takes a little bit longer. Also, when you're querying Azure Table Storage regularly, significantly, the cost starts to add up. Maybe that I repository, so we don't need this. I don't need that. We will want to update that, and I don't need this. So maybe I also want to grab the title here. Lowercase. Then I can add that pretty easily. Hey, Alu the Crow. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let's put it before this. Let's do... Yeah. Public, async. Is it... It was doing it. Thank you. You've gone too far. Yeah. Looking good. Interesting. Ads are about to start. I'll keep talking about this. I won't add new things into this yet. Breaking up in creating a submitted article entity, which is clearly something that is implementation specific about the storage of this. Making the partition key the host, the row key the path. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Host path title. I think I want to have just the URI in there somewhere, right? Sure, that's fine to put in there. Okay. Can we say this is like that? Can we do this at a I want to drop any query off the end. Right? What if I did... Can I scrub it? Can I scrub it easily by doing something like new URI toString dot replace? Can I do that? If I were to grab the absolute path, it would... I think it's... Let's test it. What doesn't it like there? What else do I want to put in here? I've got the address, I've got the title. You think so, Dr. Cox? Okay. Do I need the host and path as additional fields here? I guess not. Let's generate it as a nested class because it's not going to exit. It's not going to go outside of this repository. Yeah, I didn't want that. Go away. Where did... Oh, it's right there. Hello, Phil!
Phil Bessie cheered 100.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the 100 there. This is iTable entity. You didn't need to add all those other things. Where'd it go? Right? And I'm sure there's something we're missing. Timestamp. Do I need the time? I don't think I need submitted then if I have timestamp. Right? Because it'll be the same. Path and URI are currently the same. You're right. So let's do this for right now and see what it gets. See if I get something different coming through. But I think I also want to check if the host and path, right? If the well, yeah. Check if there's an existing article there. Let's. No, I'll throw an exception if the article already exists. Check if article is already in the already in the table to do that. Right? I don't want to do a return. Let's create an exception for that. Or, no, have this, right? Now I can just say return false. There we go. Pre-roll ads are disabled. Fantastic. Appreciate everybody checking out the ads. They help keep the lights on for Twitch. And we make a donation with the ad revenue. We're on another ad break? I feel like the ad breaks have been coming more frequently. Okay, so that's a check if the article's already on the table. That's not bad. Okay. Otherwise, add it. Is there another check that I want to do? Check if the article's already in my list of articles. Yeah, there you go. It's like it could hear me. Mm-hmm. There we go. If we've already got it, return. Otherwise, add it. I think that's all I need. I think that's it. Yeah, thanks to Copilot, right? Just, well, wait a sec. It doesn't have host and path over here. That's not right. The source URI is just a string hanging out there. How can we check it? Right, okay, hang on. Let's do this. if this is our right, if this is our base URI, let's call it, right? Can we say starts with? Can we say starts with? Yeah, I think you're right. We're gonna write a test on this. We're gonna write a do I write a starts with or do I write a yeah, maybe we can do starts with. Maybe. Base URI. Let's give that a shot. And I agree, let's write a test. I have a unit test project down here that we can tinker with. No. There we go. Let's just call this URI. You, go away. So, public void, this is a fact. What is absolute URI? Slash foo slash bar s equals boz. What? Yes, it does. You're mocking me. Oh. URI test. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Right, it's right there. Yep, I expected it to fail. I want to see... Okay. The absolute URI coming off of it included the query. Right. So if we do absolute path, it gives me just foo bar. Right? So and if I do this as right, there is no that's not it. Yeah. Get host and path. Right, so if I break this up, oh man. Right, I want example com slash foo slash bar. Right? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. If I want, right, scheme, no. Host, right? And then absolute path. Absolute URI doesn't make sense to me. Why isn't it giving me the little unit test button there? Right, there should be a little run button that pops up there, but... I gotta put the, gotta put the little deal in there, right? There we go. Okay. So, it does feel wrong, but hey. So, I could do it that way. But can I also do it as toString, right, replace, no. Right, does that get me the same deal? Maybe. It does. Okay, so I was right to do it that way with the replace on the query. And it'll drop off the whole shebang on the end there, right? Did I not? Yeah, okay. So let me go back over here. So that is what I want to do. I was right. So we'll test this in just a minute. But I think I have enough in here for the just get started add to submission queue. Let's create an interface for this to live. It's not an admin page. Let's do this. And let's call this submit content razor. There we go. No. Show me my route so far. So those are the articles at /a. So I could do /submit. Right? We'll want a page title. Submit new content to Aspireify.net. At the very least, we'll want canonical. I don't know. Do we really need all the other open graph stuff? I mean, maybe. Where do I store the entity in the table? It's oh, I didn't actually add it. Right, there's the table client. No. Should there be, yeah, async, and await that, John. Is there a first or default async? No. Query async. Really? You can't first or default that? What? Do I have to bracket that first? Why don't you like that? Sure it does. Oh. Oh, how annoying. Fine. I really don't like the async pageable on that. It does not feel right at all. The whole async pageable, no, I'm not a fan of. Sure. If the response, sure. There we go. Okay. No, it's not all that stuff. Submit. And I should probably add this to robots text so it doesn't find it. Submit. Right, you're not allowed to look at that. Okay, back over to article page and let's grab some of the other formatting here. I don't... No, you know what? Not article page. Go grab about. This one. And then it has the sidebar with the... Right, which has more articles and the RSS widget. Alright, fine. Fine. And then all this at the bottom. Okay. So what's in that box? Title section. Sure, I guess that's okay. Submit new content for Aspireify.net. I don't need the image, and then I can do. Here we go. All right. That's a fantastic. That works. I mean, right? Copilot generated a nice block of text there. You think? What do you think, chat room? Start a form? Sure. Give me a form. What else? Oh. I'm not storing that information. Create a simple form to allow submission of a URL and a validation a validation message box. Yo. Okay. What else do you have in mind here? Really? What the heck are you doing here? Sure. Okay. This is a form running on a server-side rendered. The button should submit and submit back to this page. Ooh. I don't know. Wait, you're using FTP? Use the GitHub action. Use the GitHub action. Oh, on the local web server? Do it by hand. Don't use Visual Studio to publish. Write a script to actually do it. Right, so let me make sure I get this right, because I don't typically use this structure. Blazor, SSR, form post. No. Yeah, method post, and I should be able to do... Right, at on submit, yeah. Need to give it a form name. Right, something like that. Yeah, okay. Why don't you like that? Yeah, I didn't write it yet. Private void submit. Oh, and we need to supply the parameter. Well, it's just a... Really? Right, I think I want to, yeah, bind that value. I don't want... No. Yeah. Oh, wait, that was the... It should know this one. Oh, it knows this one.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
No, so that's just a name that's coming through. Right, I can do a bind value on this. Right, and I called it submitted URI. Okay. Don't need that. Trying to make sure that it is a web address. If it's not, I could do a validation message here. Private string validation message. Where the heck did the hash come from? Right? You were doing it. It was right there. Why? Right, so now I've got a nice display message there. We're on ads for just a little bit. So I don't need JavaScript runtime here. And I think private bool success equals false. So if we're not successful, alert info, I think is it. Right, is that the other Bootstrap alert? When I want it to be blue to show success. Primary alert. Success alert, yeah, that's the one. Let's do that one, alert success. There we go. So I'll want to inject the repository. No. I could just do that. No. Add a submission queue. URI result. And I don't have a title yet. We got to figure out a way to get the title. We should await that, John. There we go. This content has already been submitted. Some things to think about that we haven't considered over here. What's the process when this content gets submitted? I have an article table here that just has a list of, here it is. If I accept the article, we're going to put it into our art. We're going to put this on screen in some sort of a queue display, go through and review the content. If I accept the article, put it into the articles table, delete it from this table. If I reject the article, then what? How do I reject it and prevent it from being resubmitted. Right? And how do I rate limit this page? So that folks aren't just hammering this page. I don't have a way to send a message back to the person who submitted it because everything's anonymous right now. But reject with a reason is going to become tedious for me to manage. Do I just delete? Do I just mark it in the table as rejected? If I just marked it as rejected, then the table's going to fill up with content. And then I'm going to have to review and have that somewhere. Create a rejected table and include that in our list here. Okay. I'm game with adding something like that. Rejected articles. And we need to make sure that is initialized and created. I'll call this R. Yeah. And we'll add that to our list of tasks. Cool. There is ASP.NET Core rate limit. That's where I'm going to get to. Is already submitted. Check if the article was previously rejected. Yep. I think it's going to be, oops. If I use the same submitted article entity for the rejected table, then I can do the exact same filter here, which I think will end up being a little bit faster. Yep, there we go. So if we found it in the rejected table, kick it out. And I feel like that list of banned addresses, right, we're going to want to add that somewhere as well. So we've got a nice set of gatekeeping clauses here to go through. Let's see. What else do we want to do? So we'll add a whole reject mechanism into the admin piece. Yeah. That might be a good start. That might be a good start. Rate limit, yeah, we need to get there. We need to do rate limit for submissions. We need the submission queue UI for admin. Which means that we need an accept workflow and we need a reject workflow. I think that's it. Admin navigation flow. Right, I need some way to get to that submission queue. Not hard, but need to define it at least. Oh, and we need to add a link for this somewhere. Do I put it in the footer or do I put it in the header? What do you think, chat room? Header or footer? Well, let's run it and we can... List of banned hosts, yes. Banned hosts list. Where do we put that? Is that another table? Maybe it's a table with an in-memory cache. I'm not familiar with this song. All right, that's loaded and running locally. There we go. So I feel like adding another, right? So typical person's going to see this view. I feel like adding another entry up here is a lot. I could put it on the sidebar over here, which appears on most screens, right? If we go through to an article, the sidebar is over there. I could add it right above subscribe and link over to the other side. That feels like a good place to put it. Right, so just above the RSS widget. Right, do something like submit content. What does the RSS widget look like? Because it's got a block of text with it. Yeah, there we go. Do you have an article or link that Aspireify.net is missing? Submit new content for Aspireify.net. Yeah. What? Didn't you... There it is. Is the sidebar on mobile as well? Yes. Put it below the RSS. Right, when we go to a mobile view, there it is. Right there. And when we're on the front of the website, right? It's really far down there. So, it's there. Not sure why that image isn't appearing here, but no matter. So that should route me to our new submit page. There we go. Yeah, okay. Out of coffee. Okay. So let's throw a breakpoint in here. Right, so this shouldn't let me submit. Yeah, okay. So if I say bing.com. Nope. Oh, here we go. Did it submit an anti-forgery token? Or did it submit two? Let's take a look. Nope, didn't submit an anti-forgery token, so we need to add one. Because we're using an HTML form. Thank you. Patch that, John. And no, it didn't add it. Take a look, see again. No, I don't see an anti-forgery token. Restart. Should have picked up and rendered one. Come on now. And thank you. It's got so many things that's starting now. There it is. There's the verification token. Okay. That's better. Yeah, so Bing. Submit. Hit my breakpoint. There we go. Submitted URI? No. I did not include the... Right, there's a supply parameter from form that needs to go on that. What? Why you give me a red line? Needs to be a property. Okay, fine. Let's make this public. Yeah, the old days, like last year. Like, the struggles that I had building ClipTalk, with having to build and manage all the various services that made that up on my desktop as I was developing it, they're all gone. All of those are gone now. So here we go. Bing, submit. Still null. Why are you null? That... Is it because I didn't mark it as a parameter also? Right, I interact and build forms. No, I didn't have to do that. Do I need it to be a bind dash value? I run into this all the time. Ah, another ad break. I don't think I needed the parameter on it. I don't think that's it. No. If I let that... There we go. Okay. Well, at least that part we verified works. Let's do... If not, string is null or empty. Right. So it doesn't even get into any of the processing. Right, so if that's null, automatically throw it out. What am I missing? Anti-forgery token, it's an input text. Alright, so let's change it to an input text from an input. Input. Right? What don't you like there? No. There's the anti-forgery token. I don't care if you see it here. Yeah. Restart. Take a look, see. See what we get here. So... I think we've almost got this. And then we can start on... We can take a look at rate limiting. Right? So that we don't get overwhelmed. And the ban list. We got to figure out the ban list. I feel like the ban list should be in memory. I also feel like we're going to have some idiots that try to submit through nasty content. Okay. Now it's got it. Whatever. Add it to the submission queue. Value cannot be an empty string because there's no query. Hit that again. Go ahead. Right? That can't be an empty string. Okay. So let's say string is null or empty, new URI query. Then it'll be new URI to string. Otherwise, clean that John up. Applying the code changes. There we go. Starts with not supported. That's what I was afraid of. So we can't call starts with on the query for the existing articles. Oh yeah. That's what we're doing with there's a submitted articles table. Yes. I want to look at the existing articles table, make sure it's not already on there. Let's just do a straight equals. Right? Looks like it patched it. Yep, go ahead, resend. Step in. Okay, it's not on the submitted queue. It's going to look at the articles. Didn't find it over there. Looking at the rejected table. Didn't find it there. And now it's going to add it with bing.com right off the root. I don't have a title for it and the base URI. Okay. I believe this is pointing at the production storage, though. So I'm not going to let this... No, let it through. Go ahead. Nobody sees that except for me. Row key parameter of slash is out of range. Okay. That is fun. So let's do this. If it is slash, right? Because it's just being used for the key. I don't really care what it is, just give it some value. because the actual path is down there, and I'll use that later. And the full address is down there. So, like, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead, resend that. So, step in. Let it fly. That's fun. Okay. Let's take a look at Storage Explorer. And give me 1 second here. So there's articles featured, rejected, and submitted. If we look at submitted, there it is. Bing, da-da. So if we go back over here, right, and let's try and submit Google, right? Why did it say success equals that? Let's go take a look. What else? Stack Overflow. It's a 204. What's 204? No content. There we go. We should also clear out the content URL when we're done there. Right. Submitted URI. No. Submitted URI equals string empty. Where else can we go to? Bing, Google, Twitch TV. There you go. And heading back over to here. There they are. Fine. And the URI is as to be expected up there. Okay. Yes, I will have an admin form, right? So, right, I put together kind of a hit list here. So, a UI for admin to accept and reject. We need some way to get to that form, and we need a banned hosts list. So, how do I rate limit that page? Right? And we need a banned list I can come back to. So how do we rate limit ASP.NET Core rate limit? Just rate limiter. Sure. Rate limiting middleware. Don't mind if I do. Apps configure rate limiting policies attached to policies to endpoints. Apps using rate limiting should be carefully load tested and reviewed before deploying. Yeah. Excuse me. Policy name and so on and so forth. So I want to apply it just to the /submit page. Various limiters. Okay. Require rate limiting. There's the policy on there. Okay. Use rate limiter. Okay. Don't know. About to find out. Enable rate limiting and disable rate limiting attributes can be applied to a controller, action method, or razor page. Oop. So it doesn't say specifically Blazer. The attribute must be applied to the page and not the page handlers. It can't be applied to on get on post. Okay. So there it is on the controller with the policies. So can I do it here? What's the package I need to install? Doesn't say. Yeah, thanks. Introduce me. Hey, how you doing there, Martin? Hello. So we need to add middleware for it. Okay. Right. So we're not going to call that, but it was, yeah. So let's just copy that into the code here. Data protection, connection strings, identity. Let's put it in here. Rate limiting. Boom. Okay. Hey there, Blind Gaming Dan. Welcome. You want to learn this, but you don't know how to get started? Any help would be appreciated. Need a little push. Okay. So there's great learning material available on the for C# and for Blazor, the web development technology that we're using here, available on the .NET website. That sounds weird for me to say. Let me drop a link in the chat for you here. There's videos and training material that you can use, and Dan, we've done steps. We've taken steps in an effort to make it a little bit more accessible to folks, not just from different locales, but from folks who are using using a browser to help with audibly reading content and detecting images. So you should see that a little bit better for you. You should be able to consume that content a little bit better. Visual Studio 2022 has some great accessibility features that should help you with navigating around and working with the tool. One of our lead engineers on the team is also blind, and consequently, he helps keep us on path and honest with our accessibility features inside Visual Studio. And I think something else that folks are just familiar with me doing here on stream, I'm very vocal and repetitive about what it is that I'm showing, the steps that I'm taking going through and writing code. So if there's any questions you have, Dan, about something that I'm working on, please ask questions there in chat. I'm happy to answer and make sure that I clarify what I'm writing, because I want to make sure that the content that I am showing here, I know I'm showing code on screen. It's not entirely accessible, but I try to describe and explain what's going on as I present it. In chat, Steve writes, if I rate limit by IP, do I need to somehow reject requests that don't have IP info? Yeah, you're right. Commit what I have so far before I start the rate limit. That's fair. That's fair. Let me save that just where I have the note where I'm going to inject the rate limiting in program CS. Let's take a look at what files I've changed so far. Decide what I want to commit. The unit test we wrote earlier to tinker with the URI type in .NET. Does that actually, did that work? I think it works. I'll run that unit test again. Yeah, it works. So I'm okay with adding that. My page to submit new content, update to robots text. I think I'm good to commit all of these files that we've been modifying at this point. So I'm going to do a straight git add. And I'll commit this with a message introduced. Basic submission of new content. And I'll push that out. Now this is in a branch, a working branch, a feature branch that will put all the content in for the Aspireify.net website, so that, right, when we're done everything, we just merge it and ship the new website. Okay, so I'm going to close some of these other tabs that we don't need. And back into, program CS. And I'm going to introduce the rate limiting sample text that was in the article. The article that was over there. The the documentation article. I'll add namespaces appropriately for some of these. Yep, using threading, rate limiting. There we go. Okay, so builder services add rate limiter, add fixed window limiter, and it's a fixed policy. Now, what does that mean? Permit limit for window is 12 seconds. Queue processing order oldest first. And a queue limit of 2. But I want to rate limit on IP address. Yeah, how do I define a rate limit by IP address? I don't know. Oh, here we go. A global limiter that is applied to all requests. The global limiter will be executed first, followed by the endpoint specific limiter, if one exists. The global limiter creates a partition for each IP address. Let's take a look at what a global limiter is. That will be applied on all requests. I want an endpoint specific limiter. So IP address is mentioned several times in here. It looks like... Okay, so it looks like this global limiter is just some sample code that's taking in an IP address. Yeah. Right, so limiter options dot global limiter, and it's defining that. So let's take a look back here. Thinking. So when it adds one, when it adds a limiter, it has a policy name, and then it has options. Like, can I reach into that? And what are my various options that I have here? Well, there's partitioned rate limiter. Add rate limiter. And it does add fixed window limiter there. Okay. But I want to create a limiter here. There was a warning there regarding attacks. Creating partitions on client IP addresses makes the app vulnerable to denial of service attacks, which employ IP source address spoofing. Yeah. I'm vulnerable to it anyway. Right? If I don't rate limit by IP address, I'm still vulnerable. Maybe it's just a fixed window. Right? Tell me what it is. When the time window expires, a new time window starts, and the request limit is reset. Here, I'll share the link into chat for this documentation that I'm looking at for rate limiting. There you go. So maybe I do set up a fixed limit, and what's the permit? A maximum of 4 requests per each 12-second window. And a queue of 2 deep. So what if I say at most there are 30 submissions over the course of 1 hour? That feels really long. Maybe at the most there are 5 submissions. No. 5 submissions over the course of 10 minutes. Right? Something like that. But what's the name of that policy so I can reference it? Oh, it fixed right there. Duh, Fritz. Let's call this fixed submit. We should probably put that string somewhere. But for right now, just to test this out, let's give it a shot. So over here on my submit content page, what happened to my mouse? Why can't I select anything? Visual Studio has gone loco. So if I do up here attribute, no, I don't want that. What was it? Enable. There it is. Enable rate limiting. Enable rate limiting. Really? All right, so there's probably a using statement we need there. There we go. So that's not going to rate limit on the post, that's going to rate limit on all requests to this page. Right? Like, what other options do we have on that? Like, queue processing order. No, it's just a straight number of requests on that page. So we're saying 5 people can request per 10 minutes. No. I would want to be able to rate limit on Azure. Is it set to scale in Azure? Yes. We'll want to make sure the rate limit applies to all running instances. So how do we share that rate limit across? Right? And I do feel like it should be on a minimal API, but that means that form is going to post right now. I have the form posting back to itself. If I have it post to a minimal API, let's change that up. Blazor SSR form API, because I want to have it post to an API instead. No. Let's go to this one. Mitigate overposting attacks. Hello, that's exactly what I'm looking for. It isn't a concern when the model doesn't include restricted properties for create and update. It's important to keep overposting in mind. To mitigate, we recommend using a separate view model data transfer object. I'm passing just a string, so I'm okay. When the form is submitted, only properties used by the component and code are used to modify the database. It's just a string that I'm loading, so I'm okay. And I'm verifying that it's a URI. Any malicious data is discarded, so okay. No, I'm looking for the rate limit. What do we got? Handling form submission. See, because I'm doing... Because I'm on an SSR page, it's pointing... It's going to post to itself. I could post to the URI, the minimal API endpoint, and return with parameters that include success information. Right? I could do that. Call a web API. Sample apps. I'm not interested in a sample app. No. Post this JSON. Put. Is that the only? Don't want to do a post like that. We might just be going and figuring this out. We might just be testing this out ourselves. Did it find it? No. Give you one more shot at that. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Mythin, is it possible to add a .NET MAUI project to Aspire? Why? What is Aspire orchestrating about the mobile project? There's an answer to this, but I want to make sure I go down the path here that you're looking for. Because .NET Aspire manages a bunch of server-side resources. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off the rate limiter for right now until we figure out a little bit more about that. This submit content page over here, I'm going to remove that attribute. I don't think it's going to work anyway. But the form here, you know what does this? The identity pages. The identity pages do this. Right? When you do a login over here, no, it's on that page. Where is it? There is an API sitting in here. Right? Map post to perform external login. Right? There's a post. There it is right there. So the external login picker is posting to there. And when it routes through to it, in that case it's doing a challenge, but it does a redirect coming out of there. So we could do a redirect back to the submit page with the result information. It's not bullying. Why do I have to keep granting NuGet? How about a CAPTCHA instead of a rate limit? I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one, Billy. Okay, so you're looking to set up the mobile so that it can connect to your local instance of .NET Aspire managed services. Okay. That makes sense. You're building something in your mobile app and you have your local development instances. In order to do that, you need to set up tunneling, right? Because your emulator, your device, needs to be able to tunnel and get back across the internet into those services. That is not available yet. ngrok might help you with something like that. Visual Studio Tunnels might help you with some of that. It's not quite there yet. But there's a number of requests that folks have submitted about that. And it's not just mobile, but also desktop applications that you'd want to be able to do that with. So, DevTunnels does help with that, yes. It's setting up all of the endpoints that are exposed in .NET Aspire. That's not entirely there yet. I like the idea of a CAPTCHA on this. Then I don't need to worry about rate limiting. I can just throw the CAPTCHA on and be done with it. And then I don't need to do the minimal API and rate limiting. That can just fall by the wayside. I'm okay with that. If I were to do a CAPTCHA, what does a Blazor-based CAPTCHA look like? There's somebody with one. There's somebody with one. Blazor Eyes has one. Blazor CAPTCHA 1.6. Built with .NET 7. 38,000 downloads. That's not bad. What's this look like? Last updated 4 months ago? Okay. And it's got a broken build. It's the same place that I went here for the first one. Alright. What do we got? That seems easy. How do we validate it, though? It's a GPL3 license. What's Blazor Eyes look like? ReCAPTCHA integration. That's not bad. Okay. We need to add ReCAPTCHA's API in there. Okay. How do we validate that? And does it work with static? Let's see. I mean, it's using an HTTP client factory. That's on validate. We'd be on submit at that point. We could app settings value server key. Look at the response there. Yeah. Right, so it's calling solved somewhere down here. Right, where's that being called? Oh, it's being called out of there. But, yeah, see this? That validate is being called out of the component. That's not going to work. That's not going to work on server-side rendering. What do we got here? DNT CAPTCHA. For interactive Blazor-based applications, not server-side rendering. Okay. Too complicated. I see where you're going. Too complicated. Right, well, is it actually... Maybe it's not triggering it until it actually gets submitted here. Maybe this is okay. Right? No, that's doing a submit and painting the screen. That's interactive. Blazor CAPTCHA SSR. And that's back on... No. Blazored reCAPTCHA. Verification on the server instead of the client. Okay. Is designed and tested on Blazor server side. Could potentially work with Blazor WASM. It'll not work on Razor pages as it depends on the IJS runtime. Does Telerik have a CAPTCHA? That's a great question. Because I've already got that installed. Like, it's already there. Nope, no CAPTCHA. That's a lot of components, let me tell you. Yeah, I don't see one. No. Yeah, it's not in the... Not out there right now. Let's, site key and secret key. Verify CAPTCHA async with the token. So... Are you on NuGet? I don't want to git clone you and add you. Don't want to. Contributors, none yet. Let's see what we get. Is it out here? There it is. Yeah, that's it. Built with .NET 6. Let's give it a shot. Aspireify web. Really? There we go. Add the package. All right. Show me what you got there, friend. Services add reCAPTCHA. How do we get a site key? And a secret key. Is that a service I need to set up here? Yes, I'd like to get started. Site registration tool. Great. Get started. Great. Get started. Label. Aspireify net. With a score, with a challenge. Sure. Okay. Aspireify.net. Localhost. Yeah, I have. No. No. Sure. Go. Hey, look! That's great! You idiot! Way to go, Google! What's this? How you doing there, Arta? Right, exactly. Like, thanks so much. You just doxed me. Way to go, Google. You idiots. Way to go. I'd like to thank the folks at Google Devs for publishing secret keys in clear text on their console. Now all of my viewers on Twitch and YouTube have my Google application keys. Okay, thanks. And let's put a sassy GIF on there. Obnoxious smile. There you go. Google doxed you. This is the way. Pain in the neck. Are you kidding? There's no button to regenerate it. There's no button to regenerate it. Edit key. Am I missing something here, chat? Help me out. There's no... I agree. That's where I'm... That... is it Obaneku? I think you're right. That's where I need to go. Is just delete it and recreate it. But I can't reissue a key. Well, yeah, I know. I know. What's... Okay. So let's go back and delete that. Like... Yes. And, with respect, I'm doing that off screen. You know? Right? Who dat? Alright, adding domains. And localhost. Submit. Okay, I've got keys now. So now I'm going to put those keys into the Aspireify .NET Aspire configuration. Oh boy. This is fun to do. So, no, in-app host. We're going to go into program here. Program. Feels weird I'm doing all this. And I'm not even sure if the thing's going to work yet. Okay. That's not how you spell region. Isn't it great I'm creating regions? No. Recaptcha. Yeah. Keys. Let's call this site key. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'd like one. That's good too. Okay. I need to go and store those values somewhere, so I'm going to back up to the chat room because I need to manage that stuff. Yeah, program. Go into program. Send another tweet? Why? Program. That's right, program. You know, the program. You tuned into the program over here and... managing my user secrets. And I am adding here parameters. Parameters, there we go. What was it called? Recaptcha site key. And that's this value. Secret key. Secret. Nobody knows it except for me. There we go. All right. So I have those values. I'm going to... You just wrote a program? Hey, that's great. Program, that's right. Yeah, added localhost so I can test locally, you know what I mean? All right. So I need to add those parameters to the website. And I'm going to add them with environment. And I'm going to call it authentication recaptcha. Was there a specific value that it was looking for? Ooh, yuck. I know I'm not on screen right now. We'll get there. No, there isn't a specific. Yeah. Hey. I'm renaming some of these things here. And there's the secret key, and we'll rename that. Okay. Oops. All right. Now I have ways to capture those. And I think I can... Oh, look at you. Trying to steal the keys. I think I can go back over to the site now because I have them. I have it properly hidden. There we go. So now if I go back into program CS, right? Program CS for the website. Yeah, down there. Services add reCAPTCHA. Okay. Services, no. Builder, services, add recap. Hey, add reCAPTCHA. Yeah, there's the thing. Look at that. All right. Options, and it's one of these. And there's a couple values in here. No. 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 Over here. Options.siteKey. Options. Site key. Hey! That was right from Copilot. Can we do the secret key? Oh, man. Right? Site key, secret key. Authentication, reCAPTCHA, site key, and secret key. You got that one right. Nice. Okay. Are we still able to build? Let's make sure I didn't do anything crazy here and we can still build. Right? Right? We can build? You can do it. Come on.
You can do it!
Him. There we go. Okay. Next step. Come on. We got this. We got this. So we're going to inject the reCAPTCHA into, and then we can, yeah. There's a JavaScript library that we need. We want to put that into the thing. Fine. We'll put that into the thing. App. Where's app.razor? I don't really care where app.razor is. Find it. Now, I did a thing in here. Should include Telerik when it is the admin page. Let's add another one. And let's call this should include CAPTCHA. And see, right now it says include the Telerik stuff when we're on the admin. I'm going to include CAPTCHA when we're on the submit page. We'll do more with that later. Where was I? Oh, here. Why did you... If should include CAPTCHA. Go back over here. Grab that, John. It's important that we use the word John correctly here. Right? My Philly-based streamer friends would get on my case if I didn't use it right. With that token, okay, so we're going to generate the token async here, and then we can verify it like there. Fantastic. But I need to actually, like put the CAPTCHA on screen. Bald-bearded builder!
Bald-bearded builder just resubscribed for 50 months.
Hello. Thank you so much. 50 months. Much appreciate. No, I don't have a gunner command right now. I should. Today I'm wearing my Razor torpedoes. How you doing, my friend? Haven't talked to you in a little bit. I hope the new job is going well. Half a century. Mistakes were made and made and made. Yes. And they continue to get made. So wait, that's going to generate a token, but what do I do with the token? Like, what happens then? Like, okay, I put the JavaScript down. I've got a token. I'm going to verify it. don't understand what this is doing. What? What do I do now? Do you have an example? Generate the CAPTCHA token. Load CAPTCHA async. Generate CAPTCHA token. It invokes some JavaScript to do that. That's not going to work. That's what I was thinking, Paul. Yeah. Wrap the submit code in an if statement, kind of like a validation. But I don't think that JavaScript is going to work. Right? It's just a service. It's not actually... So wait, it's... What? It's going to add the Google reCAPTCHA API JS. I don't think I understand that. No, I don't see a .razor file here. He's got a response model for if it's successful. That's about it. So wait, it starts up this reCAPTCHA service. And it's saying to generate a token, generate CAPTCHA token async. It invokes some JavaScript. Once it's available, it calls generate CAPTCHA token with whatever action we pass in. What's the action? The action you want to pass. Okay. And we're going to call verify and pass in a token. How does it know which token we're validating, though? There's a Google CAPTCHA component. What do we got there? Fancy logo. Support server-side CAPTCHA response validation flow. Updated to .NET 8. Okay. V2 site key, V3 site key. I only have a V3 site key. I guess. I don't know. I guess. Theme, language. Alright, sure, fine. Imports, some script, success callback, timeout callback, blah, 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 blah. Sure. All right, let's give it a shot. Where's your... Back over here. I'll remove the other one because it looks like it's coming up short. Right, where'd it go? It was this one. Right. And I put an entry in App Razor for that. We'll put something else in there instead. So let's try and add that one. If you use the normal JavaScript version in a plain HTML, JavaScript Google provides kind of intercepts form submission. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's give it a shot. So we'll add the Google CAPTCHA in program CS. It's not asking for a secret key, but I'll paste that in for V3. V3. Sure, I'll give you a using statement. Yeah, give me English. Thank you. So now what? All right, I updated my program. Add the following to imports. Wow, you're taking over here. Imports. I added only 4 using statements for Telerik, and that gave me 80 components. I'm adding 5 for you, and I get 1. Work on that. Script tag. All right, so back into app. All right. And, oh boy. Sure. Going to put you on the submit content page just before the button. And I have no idea what these things are. I want the server-side validation handler, I think. I don't know. Will you generate those for me? No. See what happens, right? Like, what could go wrong? Success callback? Sure. I don't know what that does, but okay. Timeout callback. Sure. Disabled. Disable attribute of button becomes false, for example. Okay. Server-side validation error. Sure. Sure. I called it validation message, not error message. So let's do that and that. I'm going to comment those out for right now. Result received from reCAPTCHA is CAPTCHA response. Well, what's that? What's that? Yeah, what do we do with that? Where does that go? I don't know. Let's comment it out for right now. I don't know. And a refresh manually button. I don't know. Server-side validation handler. I thought that's... Sure, I don't know. Yeah, you don't know what that is. What is that? API mysecurewebsite.com verify captcha response. What? I don't know. Remove that for right now. All right, give it a try. What happens? Right? What's the worst that can go wrong? Here we go. I don't have... Come on, load up here. No. Get rid of that using statement. Yep, got rid of it from program. And it doesn't know what that is. Yeah, I know. Hey, look, there's a thing that happened. I've got a meeting coming up. Fancy that. Don't know. Don't know if when it needs the secret. Did I change it? You're right. B3. Restart. Yeah, I know. Instafluff! Oh my goodness!
Instafluff just resubscribed for 22 months.
Hello, hello, my friend! Yeah! Thank you so much. The comment on the server validation handler... Oh, okay. Yes, which holds the secret key. How you doing there, Instafluff? Great to see you. Hello, hello. I'm adding a submission queue so that folks can submit new content to Aspireify.net. So I've got a form that works. Still need to build the admin workflow on the backside, but we're trying to put a CAPTCHA on the front of it so we can minimize the amount of attacks that come in. I still think folks are going to try and knock it over. Right, so there's my submit content. No. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Saved. It's doing the hot reload. Doing the hot reload, little known fact, was doing the hot reload was a dance that they used to do in the 1990s. So those of you that are old enough will remember right. You remember the dance back in the 1990s? We were in high school at the time. Doing the hot reload. That was totally a thing back then. And yeah. You might see them break it out at DevDiv company mixers. No. Tuning in from Europe. Oh my goodness. That's great. I hope you're having a good evening there. Good late afternoon, early evening. I know you've been trying to get back to a country in Europe and work from there. Go ahead, reload. Here we go. And let's see. Here we go. Come on now. All right, now refresh this page now that it's rerunning. Come on. Come on. Okay. No CAPTCHA. No CAPTCHA. So, what did it do? Oops. Like, right? We put an entry. Recapture container. Nothing. What? Now what? That's right, V3 is. I've got a what? Yeah. And Google reCAPTCHA. There it is. What's... Okay. Any console errors? No. No. Okay. What could it be? They're making this really hard to use, aren't they? I don't want to write my own component. I don't need to put write lines. I can put breakpoints. Right, and we can try going YouTube.com. No, it didn't trigger. See, I think it should be... the more and more that I look at this, the more I think it should be on the API then. Put an API out here and do the rate limiting on it. Oh, it detects if it's a bot and shows first? Private bool enable button equals true. Why did it change that? If enabled button else verifying with CAPTCHA. Yeah, how do you pretend to be a bot? Okay. Like, that server-side validation, like... So let's turn this back on, and it's not disabled, right? I called it something else. Enable button, if it was successful, is true. And I turned these around purposefully just to make it confusing for myself. Okay. So I could hit, but I don't have this Google CAPTCHA check response result. Right? It doesn't know what that is. Oh, there you go. That's how you do it. Just like Instagram. Instagram. InstaFluff showed. Sorry. So where's that result coming from? Did I need to inject a service? No. No. Put the usings on this one. No, it still doesn't know where that is. Google CAPTCHA component. Models. What? Components. No, that's the components. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Task server-side CAPTCHA validation. So this is something that I'm calling and yeah. If it's working, there should be a badge on the bottom right of the page. No. There's the container. There's the script loader. That's it. Yeah, that badge isn't there on the page. Hey, Johan. So it's calling it and it's trying to load it, and it's on the page, the script is. But did it load that Google reCAPTCHA API JS? No, that's the... No, this isn't loading. This is the server-side render issue. It's calling script load. the component is calling its script loader. It's including it, but it's not actually loading the Google content coming off of this. No. This isn't executing. This isn't executing because it's a Blazor server-side rendering thing. This doesn't load and run. So, yeah. Well, it's right. Even if I hard refresh there, it's not executing it because of the enhanced load capability. All right. So how do we come around and deal with this then? What do we do? Right. The window on load event doesn't fire. What can we do? Just nuke it. What do you mean? Yeah, I thought the GitHub page did say it supported SSR. Server-side capture response validate. Well, wait a sec. I don't think that's it. The JavaScript is there on the page and it's not bringing in. Hang on. Wait a minute. Stop the press. Don't be dumb, Fritz. Let's look at that again. This is loading reCAPTCHA API JS. That's it. Yes, it does. Why don't I just add that script directly? Because it doesn't do anything else in here. It's literally a script loader. That's it. So let's go back over to AppRaiser. That's all that it's doing there. Well, maybe instead of that, we just do that directly. Right? There it is. Loaded that time. Anything on the console? No. But right now I have Google's reCAPTCHA loaded there. I'm just about out of time as well. What if... Go back to their page. Are there examples up here using it? Oh, Example. AppRaiser. This is the old way. Yeah. Even adds a style to it. That's for this project. Okay. There's the script loader. Yeah, see, this is Blazor server. This isn't SSR. You've seen the problem with window onload not firing an SSR. You ended up using PageScript. PageScript doesn't work for some reason with Aspireify. Yeah, Paul, I tried using that. For some reason, PageScript doesn't work with this project. I'm looking for where he used the CAPTCHA. I'm assuming where they used the CAPTCHA. Survey prompt. No. Index, like, it wasn't in there. There it is. It's on the counter. Okay. And he's disabling the button based on whether or not the CAPTCHA is okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to... It's recommended to always have scripts locally. I thought there was a hash you could put on the script to alleviate that. I mean, no matter, I can bring them local, no problem, but... This isn't quite doing what I wanted. And I feel like we should move this back out into a minimal API and reconnect it. But I need to pause here. Fortunately, I can just roll this back and it'll pull out all the CAPTCHA stuff to where we were, where we had the submission queue working and loading properly. But I do need to call it a day here, because I do have a meeting or two to get to here. Yeah, wild goose chase on the CAPTCHA. We're going to need to bail on that. And I think I go back to, let's stand up a minimal API that has a rate limiter on it and rate limit it. So, we'll take a look and get back to that. I will not be able to stream tomorrow, so I'll see you again on Tuesday next week. All right, I have a video that I am publishing tomorrow on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. It was great having you here. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got lots of great videos, other recordings of past episodes linked down below or over on the side. Somewhere here. You can find it on YouTube. You know how to get there. Let me set up a raid, and we are going to raid our friend Code Rushed. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back on Tuesday, but until then, I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.